Welcome to Reread, where I'm rereading through the expanded universe in chronological order. Folks, we are on Karen Travis's, in my opinion, only good novel, No Prisoners. Remember when this came out, I saw Karen Travis. I did not want to read it. I read it. I forgot it was written by Karen Travis, and I loved it. It's really good. Reading it a second time, still good. Still good. And to be honest, Wild Space and No Prisoners, I'm going to put them on in the same category as equal. I really was impressed with Wild Space, way more. Well, just as equal as it was with No Prisoners. No Prisoners, of course, Callista is in it. Callista, and I love it's the real Callista in her real body. It shows she has an affinity for ships and, you know, the essence, and she can feel their living presence or whatnot, even though there's nothing living in the Force in them. She does do something at the end where she has to enter in her Force essence into a ship, just temporarily. And then just for like a little while, she can't feel, everyone feels faded in the Force. You know, like she was cut off from the Force just by doing that just for a little bit. But then it came back, it was back to normal, which is basically saying, yeah, if she stays in there for too long, like for decades, she'll lose her connection to the Force completely, I guess. And that's what Karen Travis is trying to explain. Now, kudos to Karen Travis. A lot of continuity in here, a lot of continuity. There's one comic book reference from Star Wars Republic, which I thought was really good. And then, of course, she's tying things into the Bantam era and talking about the big one is, hey, why didn't Callista, when she came out of that ship and of the Eye of Palpatine and got with Luke, why didn't she tell him, hey, you're doing it wrong. This is not how Jedi did things. You know, she didn't say anything like that because this is a different sect of Jedi run by Jedi Master Atlas. And he believes you can have more than one Padawan and that you can have, basically Luke's, era of Jedi, just to kind of meld the two and kind of, it was a big, what's it called? Band-Aid retcon over the new Jedi Order and the old Jedi Order and how things had changed. And why didn't Callista say anything if she was from way back in the day, the Clone Wars era and stuff? Well, that's because she belonged to this separate sect that they don't interact with the other Jedi that much. In fact, she was trained when she was older too, way more older than Anakin. Now, Anakin isn't in this as much, which I did not recall. He's in it for the last half, I think. And then not really mentioned at all hardly during it. So I thought he was more into it. Now, he is intrigued by Atlas the whole time, and he's really interested in what he has to say. At the end, he's tempted to talk about Padme, but he doesn't want to. But Master Atlas knows, Anakin is struggling with passion, struggling with attachment and stuff. And so he doesn't make the connection that he's married, but he does make the connection that, yeah, you want to ask me something. And he said, if you ever find too much pressure being the chosen one. He said, I'm not here to poach Yoda's students. He went, but if you have too much pressure being the chosen one and you decide to leave, you can always join us. He said, it's not a me versus them. And supposedly he was friends with Qui-Gon. Anakin goes, oh yes, he mentioned you once. And at first it's like, would he really mention this random Jedi? And yes, he might, because Atlas says that I've taken on apprentices way older than you. And when Anakin's maybe questioning, am I too old? He went, not to some Jedi. And I can see Qui-Gon maybe mentioning Atlas, even though he never mentioned before in the past, but that's not the point. He's a believable character. He's a great character. There's a lot of great character building. In fact, I'm wondering if Karen Travis hates Ahsoka too, because Ahsoka is portrayed as the biggest idiot in the world several times. Pellaeon, a young Captain Pellaeon, newly promoted Captain Pellaeon, I can't remember. But he is on the ship. He is dashing, daring. He will go with his men. He will lead the front line if he has to. There's a Republic operative spy that's been captured and they're going to rescue. And when he hears her name, and I can't remember her name now, but she's an old flame of his. And when he realizes it's her, he just goes ahead and says, okay, before we start this mission, I need to admit that she is a very, very good friend of mine, a very special friend. Like basically, I have a relationship with her, so I have some personal interest. But he said, I need to go ahead and alert everyone that I have a personal interest in this, because that type of information is what, on a need-to-know basis. And these people need to know that I'm kind of personally tied to this. I have it's almost like a conflict of interest. So if I go too far, you guys hold me in check. And that's just Pellaeon being an upstanding man. And everyone respects Pellaeon in this book, and they should. Karen Traviss does a great job writing a young Pellaeon, as he's very respected in the Navy, I almost said Imperial Navy, Republic Navy, and how he believes in order, structure, and everything. In fact, he asked the spy to marry him, and she says no. But because she's still not done being a spy, or doesn't know where she wants to be in life. And it's nice that he had an old flame that never worked out. I really enjoyed that. Pellaeon's story is really awesome in this one, but he sees Ahsoka at the very beginning. She's wearing her little midriff clothing. He went, no, not on my ship. Get in uniform. No, I don't care who you are. You don't even look like a Jedi. You look like a teeny bopper with a midriff. Get out of here. You're unprofessional. I'm like, yeah, that's true, Karen Traviss. And then he kind of shakes his head when he realizes that she is a commander in the Republic Army. He went, not in my army. To himself. He thought to himself that. I was like, yeah, it's stupid to have a teenage girl leading into battle, fresh Padawan, leading troops into battle. There are new clone troopers who are picking on Ahsoka, and Rex is sitting there going, man, Ahsoka's really losing control of the situation. She's supposed to be a commander. She's doing a terrible job. Because they're just kind of ragging her like, you're a Jedi and you don't believe in attachment, but love is okay. Yeah, love is fine, but so you just love them and leave them? That seems cold. Well, no. I mean, and really making the whole argument of the Jedi can never be attached or can never love or whatnot. Making it sound really stupid. And Ahsoka sounds really stupid in it, but Rex is... Not that he's worried that she sounds stupid about defending her position of Jedi and lack of attachment, but like, man, she just needs to, say, hey, I'm your commander, just end the conversation, walk away, but she won't. So Rex has to come in and end it for her. Later on, she tells the clones, no, don't, because they're like, hey, we'll just sacrifice ourselves and y'all can go. It's like, no, I'm not sacrificing anyone. And one of the clones turns to her and goes, watch that attachment, Commander. It sounds like attachment to me. And I was like, that's great. And puts her on the spot, turns it around on her. Very good stuff. Poking fun at Ahsoka. Another one is Anakin. Every time he goes to Coruscant, he has to find a way to get rid of Ahsoka because he has to be with Padme. And it's like, yeah, that's really stupid. Why put Ahsoka as a Padawan? Because now every time they go to Coruscant, he's going to go, okay, I got to go to the bathroom for a very long time, like 12 hours. See you later. So Anakin comes up with new and inventive ways to ditch Snips when they get home. It's like she wouldn't know about him and Padme. And just like, and I don't know if I mentioned this in Wild Space, but Padme and Anakin's relationship is kind of delved into, which we don't see anywhere else. And though I kind of question how this relationship can work even, because they're just so far apart. Anakin's so immature. Padme Amidala is very mature. How does she not see that? Yes, she's in love, but is she that blind? Is love that blind? No, they're rarely together. They even mention that, like, he's gone again. She's like, oh, well, that's okay. I mean, hey, it's war. And so it talks about how they rarely see each other. And if it is, it's just for one night, at most 3 before Anakin gets called out again. So when he leaves, it's not, that big of a deal. She's like, I understand, you gotta go. You gotta save the world. This war won't be forever. We will have forever together when the war's over. So, that little fling here and there, always nice. They got married, but they still don't really know each other yet. They got these 2 busy jobs yet, and they haven't had time to spend together to hate each other. I don't think that's what Karen Traviss was trying to indicate, but it kind of, set things apart for me. There's another Ahsoka thing. I forgot. I wrote it down, but I lost all my notes. That I thought was really good, where he puts her in she gets put in her place several times by several different people. And it was Callista. Callista's trying to tell her about, attachment and everything, and Callista's engaged to a boyfriend. She's like, that's not right. She went, what makes it not right, Ahsoka? Why do you fear me? Why do you think I'm so evil? Why do you think I've dropped out? She went, cause attachment leads to the dark side. She went, none of our sect has turned to the dark side. Please explain that. And she's like, well, and she gets quiet. And Callista's like, she's just young and immature. I mean, she just doesn't think things out. And I'm like, yeah, punch down, Karen Traviss on Ahsoka. Really? Maybe that's why I love this so much. But I'll be honest, as much as I don't like Karen Travis's Republic Commando series, I love No Prisoners. I really, just like Wild Space, these are the best two Clone Wars novels. I'm interested in reading MedStar now because these two may beat MedStar. I don't know. It's been a long time since I've read MedStar, but I'm willing to, put it to the test and see. The series is really, I mean, the adventure is really good. They're going on to, of course, say the spy and everything. The clones, Rex and the clones are really good. These new clones are really good. A lot of good humor in there. The pacing is great. I breeze through this. You can, if you sit down and read it, it's not a hard read. It really, just like Wild Space, it's a smooth read, and it's excellent. By far, Karen Travis's masterpiece. I mean, bravo to her. She really wrote, when I say she wrote one of the best Clone Wars novels, everyone's going to think, yeah, Republic Commando. No, it is No Prisoners, by far. Excellent book. All right, folks, I need to go get some Listerine. I've been talking about Karen Travis too good for too long. See you next time.